Live stream here on NASCAR Heat 4 on the channel today. This is going to be a fun one. We're starting at the rear of the field in 39th, and now my time was dead last. We just did not have single car speed in practice. We just didn't do that well there as well. So nevertheless, we are going to get things started here. We're going to choose Ryan Blaney, my favorite driver here for this season. Eric Jones will be the driver at the rear of the field. Austin Dillon's also been struggling on practice throughout the course of the day. And Daniel Hemrick will be the pole sitter for today's race. So, of course, once again, we'll get to see how this is going to go. Hopefully you guys enjoy this race as much as I'm going to. The green flag is in the air for the Daytona 500 here. The NASCAR Cup Series season is underway on NASCAR Heat 4. 60 laps in the opening stage of the race. Obviously, we will have to pit once before the end of the first stage. The stages will be 60, 60, and 80 for this one. Inside line already kind of checking up a little bit on the restart there. Returns 1 and 2. Still trying to pick up speed and get up to speed now down the back straightaway. A little bit of a bump draft from behind there from BJ McLeod. We're likely going to stay down on the bottom lane of the racetrack here for the majority of the day today. We'll periodically move to the top when we have to, but I'm going to stay pretty content with the bottom over the course of the day today. Quickly, 3 wide on the opening lap of the race, going through the tri-oval, the tightest part on the racetrack here. Oh man, looking to make it 4 wide. Gotta be patient though, especially in the early going of this race. It is a very, very long race. 500 miles, even though we want to get those stage points, we do know we have pit stops coming up here before the end of the stage. Not sure exactly how everybody will divide into pits. We are just getting started here, only on lap 3. We got a long, fun race to get going here. It's like contact there, getting into the corner with the 95 of Matt DiBenedetto. Still just not a lot of room. Tucked in on the inside of the track, kind of bobbling around here. Car's a little loose right now. Daniel Hemrick has led every lap since the start of this race so far. As there's a little bit of a single file freight train line out in front, about 4 or 5 car lengths back.
Still there?
Whoa, man. Slight bobble there by the 13 of Ty Dillon. He's still trying to catch the car in the middle of the corner. He did a great job saving it, though. We get a big run down the back straightaway. Not a lot of help from behind us, though. But by the time we get into the corner, we got more guys jumping to the inside there. And made a great beeline to get around about 4 guys down the back straightaway. Blaney's quickly moving through the field here.
Careful, still there. Wow, that's fast.
Just ran our fastest lap of the race here through the first 5 laps.
Still there.
Quickly gunning it to the inside now. On Paul Menard in the 21, 3x3 through the field. Slight contact again. We got to be careful with that.
Still there.
Want to trade paint this early in the going. Tucked right behind today's pole sitter for the real race in the Daytona 500, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Careful, still there.
Just going to jump in front of Michael McDowell now.
You're clear there.
7-time champ Jimmy Johnson now just to our outside in the 48 car. Racing in his final Daytona 500 today. So I'm quite surprised at how many drivers are kind of freight training on the inside of the racetrack up towards the front of the field. But then again, I do understand, again, with it being early in a very long race, and what is the biggest race of the year, it's all about saving your car to the very end. We obviously want to get those stage points as the race moves along as well.
That was a better lap.
That lap was our fastest now so far as we hit 205 miles an hour at the stripe. Emmerich's still out in front. Alex Bowman trying to get that second line moved in. We got 3 Hendrick drivers in the top 5 right now. Bowman, Elliott, and Byron. Now down to the inside. Chase Elliott blocks us all the way down to the apron and gave us no room to go there. We had to get out of the gas before a big wreck happened going into turn 3.
Careful, still there.
We got Kurt Busch right on our back bumper here. He's going to give us a little bit of a push coming out of the tri-oval. More momentum to gain here to the back bumper of the 9 of Chase Elliott. We're going to push him up to the 3rd spot. And we're going to follow in right behind him in 4th. Kyle Busch has been trying to work on the race leader of Daniel Hemrick so far in this one. Now we go to the outside to pass Chase Elliott down the back straightaway. We're up to 3rd. Busch to the inside through turns 3 and 4. He's got help from us behind. Hemrick is no longer going to lead in this race. We got a new leader for the 2nd time now as Kyle Busch will lead his first lap of the race. Now how do we make our move here? Obviously it's early and we can sit behind Kyle Busch, but it's good to get some knowledge into this one. If you do love NASCAR, you're in the right place. Live streaming this race. Now we are pushing Kyle Busch out to a pretty good size lead here out in front of Chase Elliott now, who is taking over the 3rd spot from Hemrick. So now that Hemrick's back in traffic, I wonder if his car's not handling the same compared to when he's got the clean air out in front. And now here goes Blaney to the inside for the lead. Big side draft off the 18 of Busch now. And what lane will Chase Elliott choose to help? He goes to the inside into the turns 1 and 2. And here he comes to give us a push. Elliott will push Blaney out in front here at Daytona. Down far enough so he can make a move. That's what he does. He lets go. We're no longer locked bumper to bumper. And we're about to have our 3rd different leader in the early going of the race here as Ryan Blaney's about to lead his first lap of the season here in the Daytona 500. Already 10 laps completed here quickly in this race. The longer we stay caution free, the faster this race pace is going to go. Things are pretty calm by Daytona standards, at least right now. Still got 3 cars on the inside line all the way down towards the double yellow line. Here comes Elliott making a bold move to the top side all of a sudden. And that opens the door for Hemrick on the bottom. He'll take over the 2nd position. I was not expecting Elliott to move up there towards the end of the back straightaway. I was expecting him just to follow us into the corner, and it just never happened. Kyle Busch building some steam on the outside here as we switch lanes, trying to block top and bottom right now. They're side by side, so it's a little easier to block. Not really easy, but it's easier than if they were to go 3 wide and possibly 4 wide, which we will likely see by the end of the race. Especially the later we get into this one. Not only for the race, but even the end of the stages as well.
Got a car coming inside now. You got it. You're clear there.
Oh, a little loose there in the middle of the corner. Got to stay focused just long enough. Daniel Hemrick's going to take the race lead back once again. Maybe Busch gives us a push at the line, but Hemrick is going to lead the lap. And we have our 4th lead change of the race. Second time Hemrick's led out in front as we try to side draft him going into the corner. And now Busch looking to make a 3rd lane on the outside. Very tight now, 3 wide in the middle. And we got to hold our line as best as possible. Contact now off the end of the straight, or end of the corner rather.
Hold your line there.
This is a very, very precarious position.
Hold your line there.
As we just try to hold our line as best as possible.
Car high, careful there.
Trying not to make contact, trying to keep control of the car. Very difficult, even though we're using the controller in the race today. Now, oh, more contact. Hold on, hold on. Don't want to wreck out of this thing already. My goodness. I'm surprised we've even made it this many laps in a row. Racing in the middle, more contact with Kyle Busch. Oh no, Priest comes up the track into us. Priest is loose off of turn 2 and saves it. My goodness. We need to get out of this, but we're kind of boxed in and really have nowhere to go. Trying to at least clear the 18 of Kyle Busch, and we will. So we're no longer 3 wide. We are now side by side, and we're on the outside of the racetrack. The problem is, this isn't where I want to be. I want to be on the bottom. We're just going to have to stay content with this for right now. Busch still trying to push us here from behind now as we roll down the back straightaway. We got a little bit of a hole to get to the inside in front of Alex Bowman and right behind Brendan Gaughan, and that's going to be the case as we're finally back to the inside. Took us about 5 laps to get back to the inside, and it goes to show how quickly you can go from leading the race like we were all the way back to 10th in a matter of moments. You'll be able to see again how we can work the draft to try and quickly get back to the lead for the second time here early in this race. About 32 laps left before we hit pit road. If we're going to try to run to the end of the fuel run, we might have guys trying to split the stage in half.
Careful, still there.
We're on the back bumper of Matt DiBenedetto right now. We push him into 5th and now work him to the outside enough for us to get under him.
Stay on the bottom.
The top 4 is kind of checked out here from the 5th place driver, which is now us. We're going to get a very big run now to close the gap to the back bumper of Parker Kligerman. To the inside. We're up to 3rd.
You're all clear up top there.
A lot of drivers in the top 5 and even the top 10 for that matter looking for their first career Daytona 500 victory. And a lot of guys right now in the top 5 that haven't even won a race in their career. Like Daniel Hemrick, Michael McDowell, Parker Kligerman, and Matt DiBenedetto. What a first career win it would be if any of those guys can win this Daytona 500 here today. Whoa. Accidental contact there with Daniel Hemrick. He's trying to side draft off of him, and I kind of got sucked right into the side door. Luckily, we were on a straightaway when it happened. Had a couple scary moments already in this race. Stenhouse out in front here. Inside of McDowell for 2nd. Stenhouse stays on the outside. He's not going to be able to jump down to block us quick enough. And McDowell looking to go right up the middle here. Can he make it 3 wide? And no, look at Parker Kligerman trying to split the gap. Just kind of pushed us enough to get us out of the way. I was not expecting him to go to the middle. What a move by Parker Kligerman. He wants to lead his first laps of the 500. That was unbelievable. We get right back to the back bumper again on Daniel Hemrick. We got De Benedetto right behind us. Nobody's really on the top side of the track willing to help McDowell right now, and he's probably going to fall back pretty quickly.
Still there?
You got a lot of speed built up on the inside, but now Hemrick goes high in front of McDowell. McDowell's got Brendan Gaughan now behind him, so maybe the outside can keep going.
All clear.
We're on the outside of the racetrack here. We're going to jump down in front of De Benedetto again, and maybe he can help us get a run to the back bumper of Parker Kligerman, and we can maybe try to get around him right back. Fake high, go low. Stenhouse now goes to the bottom. He sees us coming. He's going to block our lane off. We're going to move up to second. Maybe. Yes, we are going to clear Kligerman for second now. And Stenhouse is pretty far out in front of us. And now we get our first caution of the race on lap 20. Our first yellow of the day. Alright, so we're right on the border of being able to make it on fuel to the end of the stage. Nobody's pitting right now, so we're not going to give up the track position here. We will restart in second to the outside of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Comment down below if we have a chance under this caution. Who do you think will win the Daytona 500 later today, as well? Who might you think will win this race that we are running right now by the end of the race? Green flag back in the air here at Daytona. Stenhouse had a pretty good restart. Blaney trying to get the run on the outside now.
Careful, still there.
With the bumper out in front. Stenhouse has a little more help behind him than we do. Daniel Hemrick did not take off nearly as good as we did. He's slipping back. Stenhouse going to move his line up to the top side of the racetrack now, just in front of us. And we're building up a lot of momentum here. Blaney taking it up the middle, 3 wide. Can we pull in front of Kligerman? No, we cannot clear him. And now a push from behind here. Oh, man! Reddick pushes us into the wall. We're able to save it. Parker Kligerman's going to lead his first lap of the race. I don't know what he was thinking, pushing us on the outside of the track in the middle of the corner like that, but put us in the wall. I'm surprised I was able to save the car. And luckily he got out of the gas so that we would have had a big one already in this race. One driver's already DNF'd, as you can see. He's sitting on pit road right now. Not sure exactly who it is, but that is what brought out the first caution of the race. Look at us running all the way on the outside against the wall here, taking it 3 wide. This is a very tight position on the racetrack right now. And this is going to get even tighter by the time we roll into the trial.
Careful, still there.
Really don't want to be here. Going to get out of the gas before we get into the corner. Did not want to be on the outside lane right next to the wall. And we got time to move down to the bottom now as we get a little tight and a little more contact now with Michael McDowell, but we're good.
Still there.
And now we're going to move to the outside again. We've got Kligerman just ahead of us. Maybe we can help him out. How about the 66 car? I think that's Timmy Hill on in front. I know Hill's running the 500 in the 66 today. Not sure if that's Joey Gase or Timmy Hill here on NASCAR Heat 4. We'll find out if we can get close enough to the lead. We're going to have to hang out Parker Kligerman to dry, at least right now. Looking to the inside here. Kligerman going to try to split Alex Bowman with us right now. And Bowman's going to get just enough of a side draft to slow both me and Kligerman down. So great job by Bowman holding on to third. despite pressure both on the inside and outside of his race car. And now we're hooked in the back bumper. And with Hemrick on the outside, that could allow Bowman to move up into second. I think Bowman's going to have a great shot to win the race later today. And now to the inside. So it is Joey Gase who has led the last couple laps out in front of the field. Can't quite clear Bowman for second there. But here comes Tyler Reddick. He's been very aggressive with the bump drafts early in the race. He's side by side with his RCR teammate of Hemrick. And Joey Gase has built a pretty big gap. He is way out in front. And here we come. If we can get a very good draft on him, we are going to get a solid run and catch right back up to his back bumper here. But now we're actually quite a ways ahead of the third place driver in the pack behind us, who is now Tyler Reddick. Here we go, still getting a run down the back straightaway now. We don't have a lot of help behind us, kind of building this on our own. And now to the inside of Joey Gase at the end of the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4, looking for our second lead of the race. Here comes Reddick behind us, who will lead the lap at the line. And it looks like it is going to be Joey Gase by a couple inches. We got the push from behind from Reddick, but it was too late as far as trying to lead that lap, so we'll try to lead this lap out in front now. Reddick gave us a really nice push. Here between first and second now. Back down to the inside to block Reddick into the corner. First stage is already going to be halfway home by the time we hit the start-finish line this time. Quickly running down the laps in this race. One caution so far in the first 30 laps. It was a single car incident. Not sure who was out of the race, but you can see they're on pit road. So we still have 39 drivers on the track and on the lead lap in this one that have a shot to win this Daytona 500. Still a long ways to go, and even a shot to win stage 1 in the next 30 laps. Get the playoff point here to start the season. Get the 10 points, be the current points leader by the time stage 2 starts. Obviously about an end goal of winning the championship, and to do that, a great shot to make it to the championship 4 would be to win the regular season title. Is what we're going to try to do over the course of the next 26 races. And here comes Hemrick on the outside, just going to block him in time. We're going to make sure we don't block too late to cause the big wreck, especially this early in the race. But if I see the run coming early enough, I will step up to the outside and back down to the bottom and block the way I've been doing here about the last half lap. Seems like on the straightaways is when the outside really starts to get a good run. If they could start getting it in the corners, it could be nice. Definitely don't want to give up the bottom again. Stenhouse makes it 3 wide behind for second. He had a big push from behind him. And I think it was Matt Tiff giving him the push. I'm not entirely sure. No, it wasn't Tiff. Can't tell exactly who it was. Make sure we don't go on the apron there. It could have gotten a little loose. And here we go now. Stenhouse looking to the inside. Just going to block him in time. And there's a third lane starting on the outside. Not sure exactly who it is. I think it might be Joey Gase. Yep, and here he comes on the top side. He's got help from behind. Here comes Stenhouse now. A later block. Gotta be careful.
Got a car low now. You got it. You're clear there.
What a great start to this race. Gase again to the top side. These guys are getting a very, very good run on us here every now and then. We're about 10 laps short on fuel to the end of the stage. Nobody has pit yet in this race. And even if we get a couple more cautions in the stage, we still won't be able to make it. So I assume if we get a second caution in the stage, everybody will pit. If not, we are going to have to make a green flag stop here, along with everybody else. And here comes the run from Joey Gase to the top. He's got Parker Gligerman pushing him from behind in the 96 car. And it was a big enough run that we couldn't block that time. And here comes Stenhouse now, fellow Ford driver, to push us. And Gase will lead the lap at the line. So we got another lead change. Kind of lost count how many lead changes we've had in this race. We've had to be very close to double digits already. We've had about 6 or 7 different leaders in this race as well already. And now it's kind of dropping back right now. And here he comes down to the bottom, not going to be able to block. I committed to the top side on Joey Gase, and Ricky Stenhouse is going to take the lead here at Daytona in the 500. He is the pole sitter for the race today, and I think he will have a great shot to win. And I got a little too close to the 88 of Bowman. Gotta be careful of that. It's important to try and side draft to slow that bottom lane down. And be very careful though not to make contact. Luckily in this game you don't have to worry about cutting a tire. And here's a big run, to the back bumper of the 95, and DiBenedetto made one heck of a save entering turn 3. Stenhouse still out in front here, single file line forming, and we got a big run. We're going to take it to the top side. And Stenhouse moved up just for a second here. We're able to pull along the second place driver, Matt Tift. And I thought it was worth trying to make the risk because there was a little bit of a gap here between me and the 5th place car behind me of Chase Elliott. We got a big run again now down the back straightaway, and there goes the 36. He saw us coming, he jumps up in front of us, and we're going to give him a push now into the corner. But I kind of slowed my momentum down. Now we're going to move back to the bottom here. Make sure Chase Elliott doesn't get under us. And out to the inside of Bowman as well. A really good run coming. Tip thought about making it 3 wide to the top. He just didn't quite have enough of a run. He didn't have help behind him. And we're back up to second once again. Right behind the 17 car of Ricky Stenhouse. Looking to make a move here.
Careful, still there.
We're only on the outside of the track. Here comes Bowman on the bottom. We're going to jump down in front of him. We saw the inside coming, and now Bowman gives us a huge push. So we hang Stenhouse out to dry on the top, and a big gap before the next car on the top can try to catch him. It looked like it was Matt Tift back there. In the 36 once again. We do lead the lap at the line. Once again, this is the 4th time we have led in the race today. In the first inside 40 laps of the race. Fastest lap of the race so far is a 44.239. Our fastest lap ever here at Daytona that I've ran on NASCAR Heat 4 is a 43.492. So we have not hit the 43-second lap barrier yet, but I would assume over the course of this long race we will catch it eventually as the pace of the race goes on. So we got 2 Hendrick drivers right behind us right now, Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott. So let's see if they'll end up working together to both get around me. I can very well see that happening. Still about 10 laps away as there they go to the top now, kind of switching their lines. And here's Denny Hamlin, one of the favorites for the Daytona 500 later today. And my pick to win today's Daytona 500. I think he'll go back to back.
You got room, you're clear there.
Here he comes. He's a great restrictor plate racer. He started towards the rear end of the field in this race as well, just as I did. Not enough, and there go the Hendrick drivers of the top side of Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott. I knew they were going to try to work together to get around me. Oh, man, as we get a big push there from Hamlin. Somehow never made contact. Bowman tries to make the block. It works. Oh, almost slid up in front of the 9 of Elliott. Huge. Oh, no, more contact now. Thought he was clear of us. I tried to hop in line on the outside in between him and Stenhouse. And that didn't work either. And now we're 3 wide stuck in the middle. Bobbling around now. And losing a ton of speed. Hamlin's stuck in line behind us as well this entire time, and he lost a lot of ground as well. Stenhouse now pulls in front of us. He's the first car in line on the back now from the race leaders. We got to try to get back down to the bottom again. Just doesn't feel like it's going a lot in this race, and it cut down in front of the 96. There's a huge wreck. He spins back in front of the field, and the big one is out for the first time today at Daytona. Caution is going to fly for the second time today, but the first big one of the race. Parker Kligerman goes for a ride, and that might have taken out a lot of guys. And unfortunately for my sake, I kind of caused the incident. Again, I thought I had enough of a run to quickly get to the inside of him. And it was only a matter of time, the way we were racing this entire race, before we had our first big wreck. It's so unfortunate. Kind of feel bad for causing that one.
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready.
We're going to go back to green flag racing here following the second caution of the race. Green flag back in the air. We restart in the 8th spot. 15 laps to go in stage 1. It's only going to get more racier now as we are getting close to the end of the stage as we take it 3 wide right up the middle on the restart. Oh, man. A little loose moment there all of a sudden. And here we go to the back bumper of the 9 of Chase Elliott, giving him a big push. As we get the outside going, we have a heck of a restart that time. I gotta be careful, I don't want to make enemies out here. I did cause the first big one of the race with an aggressive block, and I was stating earlier I didn't want to make those kind of moves, those kind of blocks this early in the race, but ended up making it anyway there. As here we go around the outside. Denny Hamlin giving us a lot of help. Goes to show how fast that Toyota Camry is that he's driving here behind us.
Got one beacon inside. 3 wide.
And Hamlin's got room now to the top. Man, this is just tight again. We're going to have another big wreck before the end of the first stage. Stenhouse throws the block on us. We get a little loose. And there goes the 66. Will he go around? What a save by Joey Gase. Oh, my goodness. We got to calm down here. We don't want to make this a wreck fest. Oh, my goodness. So that time, oh, wow. And he tries to throw another block on us. But that time, we were just able to squeeze below him. Kind of creating our own space. So Stenhouse throwing some crazy blocks here in this one now as well. Oddly enough, he's known for doing that. It's kind of weird in the game he would do the same thing. So Alex Bowman out in front right now in stage 1 in the Daytona 500. Points obviously on the line and are awarded to the top 10. With 10 points going out to the winner. 9 points per second all the way down to 10th will get 1 point. So top 10 is definitely going to be racy here. And top 4 kind of pulling away slightly from that pack behind us. But now we're going to get underneath the 18 of Busch. Up to 3rd. Still 12 to go, though, in stage 1. We got time, but if you're further back in the pack, you've got a lot less time. Obviously, to not only get back into the top 10, but maybe get towards the front here to possibly lead this race. On the back bumper of the 8 car, Daniel Hemrick. He started on the pole, led the first couple handful of laps here in this race. Now at the end of stage 1, he's still got a shot. Being a little bit patient right now. We don't want to wait until the very end of the stage to make a move, because you never know if we'll get another caution that will end the stage before we actually get to the end of the stage. Obviously, if the caution came out right now, we would still have another restart, but
10 laps to go.
Only 10 laps to go. We don't want to wait too long, and we have the momentum, so we're going to take it to the inside of the 88 of Bowman. Side by side for the lead. Here comes Hemrick. He'll likely elect to help us out rather than the 8. No, he's going to go to the top side. He's going to try to help Alex Bowman. We tried to side draft off of him, and we got a huge side draft as well as a push from behind. And make sure we don't pass below that double yellow line. That was close. Bowman's still out in front though, so we didn't even make the pass. And now Stenhouse will help.
Got one outside now.
Oh no he's not. He's gonna go right up the middle. We're 3 wide for the lead here at Daytona. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Bowman leads the lap. Stenhouse in the middle. Blaney on the bottom. And we got a 3 wide battle for the lead with 9 to go in stage 1. And Ryan Truex out of nowhere pushes us to the lead. And the caution will fly for the 3rd time today. Our 3rd caution of the race. So we will have another restart before the end of the stage. Not sure what the caution's on this time. Probably another single car incident. Corey LaJoie is the only driver that has DNF'd in this race. It was over 30 laps ago. So we will advance to the restart. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this race as much as I am so far. We are about to finish stage 1. Will this be the final restart of the stage? Green flag in the air. Who will get the first playoff point of the year? 6 to go. Very good job getting through the shifts, getting out in front. Didn't even need a push from Stenhouse. He's made some kind of ballsy maneuvers here in this one, so I'm sure he is not done. And he will attempt to do the same here to try and get the stage victory. How important every point is over the course of the season. Those playoff points are included. Of course, the winner of this race today will be in the playoffs. So you got that on the line here for the Daytona 500 as well. Will be the first driver to clinch a spot. And if you win, you get 5 playoff points, so they're already off to a very good start on the season. Trying to push towards a championship. So the inside line is formed pretty mightily right here. And I'm not entirely sure Stenhouse is going to be content with running second for too much longer on the inside of the track right behind us. Yeah, he's already looking to make a move to the top. And here comes our teammate, Joey Logano. He's a couple cars back. He has not been in the lead yet today. Still got about 5 laps to go. Matt DiBenedetto on the inside of the racetrack. He's coming now. I see him coming. We're quickly going to get down to the bottom of the track to block him. So we cannot give up the lead now. For the end of the stage, we're going to make very, 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 very aggressive blocks now with 4 to go in the stage. We can't give up the lead again, or we might not be able to get back to the lead to get those 10 points. Stenhouse coming on the top side. Again, we throw a block at the exit of the corner. Will we make it to the end of the stage without another caution? And there goes De Benedetto. He does get under us. And he's got BJ McLeod pushing from behind. Stenhouse going to try to help us, but we're going to have to jump down to the bottom now in front of Kyle Busch. I did not want to get stuck on the top too much longer. Quickly now to the inside of BJ McLeod. De Benedetto will lead the lap. 3 laps to go in stage 1. And we're battling for second. Kyle Busch, he's never won a Daytona 500. He's got 2 titles, over 55 career NASCAR victories in the Cup Series. He has yet to win the big race, the Great American Race. Can he win stage 1 and set himself up for at least a good points day? He is not able to win it again. Again, we're up against the wall here, trying to draft De Benedetto back down to the bottom. He blocks us off for now. 2 laps to go in stage number 1. How can we get around the 95? Got to run. Look into the top side here. We got to run on him now. Big side draft now off the 95 of De Benedetto. Not a lot of help from behind, and Kyle Busch. Contact is made now. And we're starting to lose the leaders. Can't let that happen. This is not good. We're still stuck on the top side of the track into turns 3 and 4. We're running out of time. Finally able to squeeze our way in between Clint Boyer and Ryan Truex. De Benedetto leads. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage number 1. Boyer really blocking us. Finally moves up the track enough for us to get under him. Oh man, really loose all of a sudden. And the 2 cars out in front of the field have a very, very big lead. It might be too big. We'll have to see. Nope, Busch is going to block us off. And De Benedetto through turns 3 and 4 for the final time in stage 1 is looking like he's going to get the stage victory. Busch looks to the outside. De Benedetto up to block him. At the line, Matt De Benedetto will win stage 1 here in the Daytona 500. Kyle Busch second, Ryan Blaney third, Logano fourth, Ryan Truex at his 5th, Eric Almirola 6th, Clint Boyer 7th, Eric Jones 8th, David Reagan 9th, and BJ McLeod 10th to round out stage number 1. Oh, lost the lead with 3 to go in the stage, and I knew it was going to be tough to try to get back into the lead that late, and it was. We were not able to get there, so it looks like everybody's going to pit at the end of stage number 1 here. Bubba Wallace, Darrell Wallace Jr. is the other driver that is DNF'd in this race so far. And we're about a third of the way through this race today. Didn't gain or lose any spots on pit road, so that's good.
You're coming to the green.
Restart on the inside right behind Matt De Benedetto, and the green flag is going to be in the air. We got a really, really good jump. Taking it 3 wide at the stripe. Not even worried about bump drafting De Benedetto to get us 2 out in front. We're just going to clear everybody before we get into turn 1. De Benedetto just did not take off. Really, neither did Kyle Busch for that matter. And Busch is still struggling as he is stacking up the outside line through 1 and 2. So that was pretty good though. Matt De Benedetto gets the first stage win of the year here in 2020. Just kind of blocking him around the outside of the racetrack for right now. We've got a good handling car. To run the middle, top, and the bottom all day today. And how about David Reagan now? He's going to come to the bottom, and we're going to put him down as well to try and block him. Another fellow Ford Mustang driver in the field today. Outside fading back just enough on the back straightaway. We're in the opening laps of stage 2. You're just joining right back and you missed the end of stage 1. Matt DiBenedetto got the victory in stage 1, and we got a little loose there once again. And it was just enough to move up the racetrack and give David Reagan the race lead. So we're kind of struggling with the handling of this car as the race goes on. Not sure entirely what the case is for that being, but
Still there. Hold your line, got one inside.
I get back down to the inside in front of Austin Dillon, former Daytona 500 winner. Another couple Daytona 500 winners also in the top 5 with Kurt Busch, and two-time winner of the race, Jimmy Johnson. David Reagan's about to lead 2 laps in a row now here at Daytona. We're right back up to third here, right behind Daniel Suarez. The 41 Suarez actually missed this year's Daytona 500 with his new team in the 96 car. He unfortunately got in a crash with Ryan Blaney while Blaney was trying to get onto pit road in dual race number 1 Thursday night. And that ended the speed weeks for Daniel Suarez, and therefore Ryan Blaney also has to start this race at the rear of the field today, which is kind of convenient how we're starting at the rear of the field as well. So maybe who wins this race is going to win the Daytona 500 later today. You never know.
Stay low, stay low.
I don't think Blaney's going to drive up through the field as quick as I did here in this one in the first 20 laps, but Dillon kind of gave us a little bit of a push there and decides to go right up the middle instead, and now we got a teammate behind us of Brad Keselowski. That's what I want to see here. It's Keselowski. Got 2 Penske teammates working together on the inside of the track. Everybody's staying high, fine by me. He is giving us one heck of a push now. All the way through the tri-oval, all the way through turns 1 and 2. And now down the back straightaway as well. Reagan sees us coming, he moves down to the bottom.
Careful, still there.
But great teamwork here by the 2 Penske drivers. And we're into second and third on the track here, right behind David Reagan. Into the inside and the outside here on Reagan. He's going to hold on to the lead for right now. Be 57 laps of green flag racing here in stage 2, but as far as the full length of stage 2, it's the same as stage 1, 60 laps. It'll take us to lap 120, and then the third and final stage will be 80 laps to decide the winner of the Great American Race. Keselowski finally back to our bumper once again. We need to get to the inside. Come on, Brad, come down with me. Brad's staying consistent with the top. I don't think he was able to get down in front of Denny Hamlin. There's a strong car here in this one. Finally getting a big run now on David Reagan in the 38.
Careful, still there.
Now side drafting him down the back straightaway, trying to get away from him into turns 3 and 4. Down to the bottom of the racetrack. And here comes Denny Hamlin, trying to help. Don't know if he's going to be able to get there. No, he's not. David Reagan's still going to lead the lap. No lead change at the line that time, and here comes the 47 of Preece. Car's being run by Stenhouse this year, but because this is still last season's game, Ryan Preece will be running that car over the course of the season for us. So we kick things off here. Kroger skiing. He's just kind of coming in out of nowhere here, fighting right up the middle. David Reagan not able to block all 3 lines here. And we have been side by side with David Reagan for some time.
Careful, still there.
Can Denny Hamlin, can Hamlin help us? Gives us the push. And at the line, Blaney leads the lap. Got another lead change, 49 laps to go in stage number 2. About 10 laps short on field to the end of the stage. finally able to block the top side of Reagan, but that allows Denny Hamlin to get under us on the bottom. Rick Ware Racing's Cody Ware, his son in the 52, is up to second now in the Winn-Dixie car. Wow, nice move. Made a heck of a move to get to the inside of the 52. And by the end of the lap, Denny Hamlin is going to be in the lead here in the 500.
Still there. Still there. All right, you're clear.
Making headway now. We're catching up to the back bumper of the 11. Right along here in the number 12 Leibman car.
Still there.
Penske Racing. Side by side with a possible championship threat as well over the course of not only this season, but in real life this year. It's possibly the pick for most analysts to win the title in 2020. My pick is Kyle Busch to win the championship. I think he'll go back-to-back. Win his third career title. Hamlin up to the top, and again, we get a run to the bottom, and that was a lot bigger of a run than what we've had recently. Can we clear Denny 4 speed into 3 and 4? Yes, we do. And then David Reagan comes to give us an extra shot. Reagan loses the bottom of the track now. That allows Parker Kligerman, of all guys, to get back up into second. Remember, Kligerman caught up in the big one earlier today. He's still running out there. We made a very aggressive block and accidentally cut him off. He got loose, he couldn't save it, spun back in front of the middle of the field. Caused a huge pile up back there. Kligerman's back, and hopefully he doesn't give us payback. You gotta be careful for that. He's right behind us. So we'll see. David Reagan was right up against the wall, moves down the track to side draft up to 96. Slowed the inside line's momentum down. And there's Reagan. He does have Denny Hamlin right behind him, pushing him right now. Don't know how much longer we're going to be able to hold on in front of these guys because they are coming and coming fast. Look at everybody go. I wonder if there's going to be a third line starting up here pretty soon because it seems like both lines just keep getting stacked up over and over again. See, the middle kind of opens up a little bit in the corners. You can see a third line starting back there. Looks like Eric Jones is trying to lead that middle group up towards the front. We lead again at the line as we ride along with the in-car cam now for the first time today.
Hold your line, got one inside. Bottom clear.
So I guess this is somewhat our version of a NASCAR crank it up section.
Got a car low now.
Starcom Racing's 00 there, Landon Castle right behind the 96 car. Seen a lot of different variations of drivers in this race, lead laps, and now Reagan got to our outside. We couldn't go up and block him in the middle of the corner. He's getting pushed from behind by Denny Hamlin. They got a big head of steam. Reagan will lead the lap by inches. So we kind of go up the track to side draft, and now we're 3 wide, stuck in the middle. Trying to hold on to it, and this is a precarious position, trying to hold our line in the middle lane, especially in the in-car cam. Oh no, now we get sandwiched, some contact with the 24 of Byron.
Hold that line, driver.
Now we're getting a huge head of steam out of nowhere. We're going to slide up in front of the 11 car.
Hold your line, got one.
Hamlin's going to get to our back bumper. I'm expecting a shot here. It's not quite close enough yet to push us.
Stay high up there.
We're to the back bumper of the 38 though. Some of these other guys just kind of moved up the racetrack just in front of David Reagan.
Still there. Inside. Inside, inside. Still there. Got one.
They just kind of got slowed up there out of nowhere.
Got one outside.
I don't know if David Reagan might have ended up in the wall or what that was. That was something.
Stay high up there.
Sideline just all of a sudden slowed up so much. William Byron's stuck in the middle. Be nice if we can get down in line underneath of Joey, or not underneath Joey Logano, but behind Joey Logano. Help our Penske teammate out, but we're still stuck in the middle and outside grooves. And now we're down to the bottom, just in front of Truex. Got to make sure we don't pass below the double yellow line. We did not advance our position as we get a little. And I'm not sure why he threw that aggressive of a block, and now we just get hooked randomly by the 42 of Larson. Caution is going to fly for the 4th time today. And I was able to save it, but I think they might have wrecked further back in the field, and that might have been the cause of the yellow. We got 40 laps to the end of the stage. We're going to try to pit here because we can run 47 laps on a full tank of fuel. So we're going to try something a little different here. And we're going to hit pit road and restart ourselves towards the rear of the field. You can see Bowman's back here. I think he might have pit earlier, or maybe he just fell through the back of the field. We were actually the only driver to pit that time. So the green flag's back in the air. Here at Daytona, 37 laps to go in stage number 1. Bowman's still slipping back. Oh man, a little loose. Middle of the corner. We gotta make sure we don't lose the draft. That was not good. And we might have lost the draft because of the issue we just had there. We're trying to stay in it. We got no help from behind us. And that was very, very close to us losing the draft. Goes to show how much of a run you can get with this package on these super speedways, both last year and now this year. The closing rates are insane.
Careful, still there.
We've had 4 cautions in the race so far today. Lap 22 of 57. Thanks for all of you that have joined periodically or have stayed tuned throughout this entire race so far.
Still there. You're clear all around there.
It has been a fun race today. Line's trying to get going here. Already pit a couple times in this race today. Landing Castle's out in front of the field right now.
Stay on the bottom. Alright, clear outside.
Here Calmarola there in the Smithfield car. Gives us a little bit of a push.
Careful, still there.
And the only 2 drivers out of this race and do not have a shot to win is Bubba Wallace and Corey LaJoy.
Stay low, stay low.
They both failed to finish in stage 1, so None of them came close to stage points, so with a full finish of 1 point through the first race of the year to start the season. We finished third in stage 1. Kyle Busch was second, and the race leader at the end of stage 1 was Matt Benedetto.
Still there. You're all clear up top. Stay low.
Currently on the back bumper of Kevin Harvick as we try to drive through the field once again. Down on the bottom of the track.
Still there. Still there. Careful, still there.
To the inside. 3 wide through the tri-oval.
Still there.
A couple Hendrick drivers to the outside of us with Chase Elliott and William Byron.
Careful, still there.
Quickly gaining a lot of ground though.
Stay on the bottom.
To the inside of the 37 of Buescher. He's now in the 17 car this year. Him and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. switched teams. Maybe even Buescher could have a shot to win today. The Roush Fenway cars have been strong.
Careful, still
Ryan
there.
Newman's showing a lot of speed in speed weeks. Maybe even Newman could surprise to win today.
Stay on the bottom here.
Made the playoffs last year, but never won last season. Was eliminated in the first round. The last driver to make it into the playoffs on points as well.
Stay low.
Again, making headway towards the front of the field. And we got Joey Logano up here, so I'd like to connect to the back bumper of his car if we can, get the 2 Penske guys out in front.
Careful.
We also got 2 Gibbs drivers in the top 4. Kyle Busch in third, Eric Jones is the race leader.
Outside.
Now everybody's seemingly moving to the top side, and there's no help on the bottom. So we get Joey Gase to our back bumper here. That was pretty strange. I'm hoping that Joey Logano can move down to the inside of the track here
Careful. Still
if we
there.
can get close enough. Castle trying to take it 3 wide up the middle.
Stay low, stay low.
Gase gonna push us again. Ooh, slight contact there in the middle of the corner. We're kind of hung out now by Joey Gase. Not a lot of anywhere to go.
Careful, still there.
29 laps left.
Still there.
Big run now to the bottom of the 66. We're going to easily pass him for third. And quickly closing in now. This is where we want to be. Back bumper of the 22 Logano. We are hooked now down the back straightaway, trying to push the 22 to the lead. Here at Daytona in the 500. Logano has not led a lap yet in this race, but Jones able to block us off. Building a big gap here between the top 3 now. And Jones is outnumbered as far as the fact that he's got 2 Penske teammates behind him. We change cameras once again here. Just going to go wherever Logano goes. We try to help our teammate out. He goes to the top. We're going to go to the top, but we're going to have to go to the bottom here. Going to protect the bottom. Got Landon Castle right behind us. Big run to the back bumper of the 22 again. Come on. Go low, Joe. There he goes. Down to the inside goes Logano. Jones still on the top. And the Penske teammates are going to work together.
Stay low, stay low.
And take the lead here at Daytona in the 500. Penske running 1-2. And I wonder if you can see that at all later today in the actual race. Andy Castle did a good job following us as well. Kyle Larson behind him. Logano's been wanting to run the top here, so we're going to stay along the top until we maybe see a good line forming on the bottom. Again, we just got to slow down all of a sudden. Big lead out there for Joey. He now moves down to the inside. We'll follow him. Obviously, if we were close to the end of the stage, it's every man for themselves, as well as the end of the race, but I'm willing to stay connected here and keep us out in front. Trying to be a team racer right now. Still got 26 to go in the stage. Back to the outside again. Back down to the bottom. Oh, looking for the crossover move. Looked like Matt Tiff was thinking about it there. Again, we could take that big run to the inside and kind of be impatient with it though and just staying right behind Joey. Again, at least for right now. I think we're doing a fantastic job though. Byron's worked his way up to third now. On the outside. And it's weird though how majority of the time when we've been running single file, it has been all the way around the bottom, but now recently it has been mostly around the top.
Careful, slow down. Got a car coming inside now.
With the 21. Oh man, Menard almost got under us. They were coming on the inside. We got to watch it. They've been getting close. It was right to the back bumper of Joey. Hard to tell exactly when the turn's coming there with that camera angle when you're right on the back bumper of another driver.
Car there on the outside. All right, you're clear.
Push from behind now. Menard is a single car team for Wood Brothers Racing, but at the same time, oh no, he pushes us up the track. We can't stay hooked to the 22 of Logano anymore, and here comes Paul Menard. And we got a car to our inside of Chase Elliott. We're going to try to catch the 22 of Logano as quick as possible. Got a big run coming now into turn one. Into his back bumper we go as we try to push him now. And we get back out in front. Even if we can work with our affiliated car of Paul Menard here, that could be good as well. Menard now moves to the top side of the track right in front of Logano. I'm going to try to stay there. Menard down to the bottom, so Menard trying to do a good job here protecting the lead as long as he possibly can.
Careful, still there.
I don't know how much longer I just tried to stay. Yeah, we had to move to the bottom. Unfortunately, I had to hang my teammate Joey Logano out to drive, but we were just not going anywhere. And Menard's on the top of the track. And Logano's still on the top side. He's now behind us, so we'll see if he can catch us. Nope, Logano moves down to the bottom again. So we're going to move down to the bottom as well. Right behind Jimmy Johnson, and hopefully he... Oh, wow, really big run now, taking it 3 wide. Come on, Joey. See if Logano can maybe follow us here on the inside. Still stuck 3 wide right now, looking to block the 48. Can't do it, and here comes Joey Logano down to the bottom. Logano there to push. Look at the 2 leaders, Chase Elliott, Brendan Gaughan, getting way out in front of the field. Now we just need Keselowski up here. Big run coming here for the 12 of Blaney, looking to the outside again. At least for right now. We'll see if we can get... Oh, Logano went up to follow us. Now Jamie McMurray.
20 laps to go.
Right there, 20 to go in stage number 1. McMurray now to push us. We only have 20 laps to go in the stage. We've had 4 cautions over the course of the day early on.
Still there.
I keep closing into the back bumper of Brendan Gaughan, but they're staying single file, and I can't get help from behind with Jamie McMurray, which is what I want. I want to try to, like, stay away from those 2 cars ahead of us here. Maybe we can try, and now Gaughan goes to the inside of Elliott. Going to break up their momentum here just enough. We're going to get to the inside of Chase as well.
Got one outside now.
Well, he gave up the bottom there just enough, and at the line we're going to end up second. Brendan Gaughan takes the lead for the first time today. 18 to go in stage 2. Right to his back bumper. Down to the inside, taking every little bit of momentum we can. Is he gonna be able to clear us? Yes, he is. But now we're getting pushed here from Jamie McMurray. Down to the inside again. Gaughan not gonna be able to block us that time. He does beat us back to the line. And here comes McMurray.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear.
McMurray follows us, he's up to second. Ryan Blaney out in front once again here. And actually for the first time in a while, I don't even know if I could say we've led since the very, very early going of stage 2. Alright, coming on the top side. It's going to be a lead change at the line here as Blaney's going to take the lead at Daytona. $16 to go. 16 to go in stage 2.
Outside. You're clear all around there.
There goes Menard. Nope, not going to be able to block him. Side by side for the lead again. Well, McMurray gives us a lot better of a push than what Gaughan gave Menard. We're side by side, dead even in a drag race back to the start-finish line. Gaughan now moves to the bottom. Menard leads the lap. Make moves to the top, but it is so hard unless you're getting one heck of a push. It is just so hard to clear the guy on the bottom. We've seen that over the course of the race today. It is not impossible to pass on the top side. We've done it. Other drivers have done it. It is just a lot easier to do it on the bottom. So you can tell in the late going of the stage, just like in stage 1, Matt DiBenedetto, Kyle Busch, they were hooked to the bottom. I could not pass him on the top. I didn't have enough help from behind, therefore that's why I finished third in stage 1. Again, DiBenedetto got the stage 1 victory. We got 14 to go here. Really, neither Kyle Busch or DiBenedetto are anywhere to be around the top 5, at least right now here, to possibly win this stage. At least not yet. Still got laps left. Here comes Menard. Closing the gap once again. Slowly but surely, and he's going to fall back now as it looks like Chase Elliott trying to get a third line started on the top side of the track. Look at him, 3 by 3 all the way back through the field. I can see Logano, he's the third car in line on the very top of the track there next to the wall. Elliott keeps switching lines from middle to top. And here he comes. Chase Elliott has worked the top lane of the racetrack all the way to about the second car on the inside. And here he comes. Now it's Daniel Hemrick leading the very top line. They're 3 right behind for second as we near the end of the stage. And here comes Daniel Hemrick. Can't block him all the way against the wall. It's almost impossible to block all 3 lines. And the pole sitter of this race trying to lead again and lead for the first time in stage 2. We go up the side draft. Can't slow his momentum down. He is too fast. Look at that run. He's got really no help. And he was still able to lead the lap. Daniel Hemrick. But now gone again. Going to push us back out in front again. He didn't get the win in stage 1. We're going to fight for it here in stage 2. Gone pulls up in front of Hemrick now. And here comes McMurray again on the inside. Gaughan's done a pretty good job switching lanes here over the last couple handful of laps. $11 to go, stage 2. I think the leaders still have to pit here too to the end of the stage. We're good on fuel. We pitted under the lone caution here in stage 2. We go up to the top to block, and now Aldo gone! That was risky. That was a risky block on my behalf. Almost caused another big one. Nice save by Brendan Gaughan, and not only a great save, but he's still able to hold on to second. It's like he barely lost any sort of speed at all in that race car during that contact. And what a race so far. 10 to go now in stage 2. I don't know how these guys are going to even try to get onto pit road. They're still racing 2 and 3 wide all the way back through the pack. Either somebody's going to run out of fuel and cause a big wreck, or somebody's just not going to be able to get onto pit road. I don't know. I don't see us making it too long without a big one. Once again, we got a couple drivers at the rear of the pack going onto pit road now. And Johnson coming on the bottom. We led the lap, 9 to go now, and here comes Jimmy. 96 car, Parker Kligerman to follow up behind him. Daniel Hemrick pushing us on the top side of the track. There's the Bass Pro Shops car right behind us. Cody Ware on the inside. Trying to get whatever sort of draft we can off the 48 of Johnson. And we're gonna barely... Yes. Oh, no, big wreck behind. I just saw it out of the rear view mirror. Cody Ware got turned from Jimmy Johnson, or not Johnson, whoever was behind him, either Clint Boyer or Daniel Hemrick. Got turned from behind. He went sideways in front of the pack, and we have our second big one of the race with 9 laps to go in stage 2. So only the top 4 stay out of the pits here to try and make it to the end of the stage. And that includes us as the race leader now. The top two pitted in front of us. Green flag back in the air. 5 laps to go in stage 2. We've had 5 cautions so far, but we stayed green to the end of the stage. We gave up the stage 1 victory. Not intentionally, of course, but we'll see if we can hold on to win this one. We restarted in the lead with 6 to go in stage 1. Got past with 3 laps left. But now here comes Ryan Newman on the top. Parker Kligerman here on the bottom, right behind us. Newman fading back on the top side, and wow, what a run Kligerman had there to go all the way to the top and back down to the bottom, or at least the middle. There's a lot of drivers moving up towards the top of the racetrack now. Content with that. 4 to go now in stage number 1. Very surprised it's the outside line trying to get going rather than the inside. Third lane forming on the bottom. It's Jimmy Johnson. Those guys on fresh tires, how much of an advantage will they have with the handling of their cars? Speed-wise, it shouldn't matter too much, but the handling means a lot. Especially with us in the lead, trying to work every single line here, try to block every line. Here comes Kligerman on the top, just able to block him off, back down to the bottom to block Johnson through the tri-oval. Newman now up the middle, 3 to go. Newman, Johnson, both being blocked off once again. Newman, oh my goodness. Thought they were 4 wide for a second. They're still 3 wide back through the middle of the pack. When we get to the line, we will have 2 laps to go in stage number 2. Blaney in the lead, Johnson second, Suarez third, McDowell fourth, and Bowman fifth. Pretty much all on the inside of the track. And caution will fly. That will be the end of stage number 2 when we had 2 to go. So a premature ending to stage 2. We will get the win though, so I'll take it. And we make up for the lost cause in stage 1 when we finish 3rd. So we get our first playoff point of the season, as well as 10 points to go on to the 8 we had earlier. So good points day so far, 18 points through both of the stages, though we are going to have to pit now. And I'm assuming a lot of the other drivers are going to stay out, if not all of them. Maybe some drivers at the rear. Hamlin's going to pit. So is David Reagan at the tail end of the lead lap. And we're about to get this 3rd and final stage underway.
Alright, man. You're coming to the green.
So here we go. We got Kyle Busch here. We got Keselowski, a couple fast cars. Larson, Byron. All towards the rear end of the field. Denny Hamlin. A lot of fast cars at the rear of the field here to start this 3rd and final stage as we have 78 laps to go. Sorry, 79 laps to go. 79 to go to try and see who will win in this Daytona 500. Oh wow, Hamlin made a nice move. Sure he did that because he wanted to stay with his Toyota Joe Gibbs Racing teammates. Because Truex and Busch, both of them now towards the rear. Not sure where the other guy, Eric Jones, is at. So we're in the 3rd, in the 3rd stage of the race, but still have 78 laps left to decide the winner of this one. Jimmy Johnson leading the Daytona 500. What a day it would be to start his quest for his 8th title, getting the win, locking himself into the playoffs, as well as getting a 3rd career Daytona 500 championship. Only select drivers have done so in the past.
Careful, still there. Hold that line, driver.
to the inside of my teammate. I'm sure he's like, why aren't you just pushing me? I want to play the every man for themselves, but at least this far back in the pack. Oh, no. I think Keselowski was nice getting out of the gas there, or he just got really loose and had to get out. Either way, he checked up. Here we go now.
Careful, still there. Car high, careful. Got one out. Car high, careful there.
76 laps to go.
Still there.
In the Great American Race, now we got Eric Jones on our back bumper here. So again, we just try to work ourselves through the field.
Careful, still there.
Big push now from Eric Jones from behind.
Clear high, clear high.
Gives us a heck of a run now down the back straightaway to the inside of the 71 of Ryan Truex. And we'll fall in line right behind Austin Dillon. And now to the inside of Dillon. 3 wide through the tri-oval. Dillon goes up the middle, in fact, on Kurt Busch.
Still there. Still there.
Down to the inside again. We're making some great ground. Took a little bit here off the restart, but definitely finding some holes on the inside of the track. So we will likely only have one pit stop here in stage number 3.
Careful, still there.
74 laps to go.
Still there.
Hasn't really been a clean race, but we ourselves have stayed out of trouble despite all of the dangers we have had throughout the course of this one. Who I think is winning the Daytona 500 today, my pick is Denny Hamlin. I think he'll go back-to-back in this one. He's going to be tough to beat. I could see a number, I mean, I could literally see like up to 20 different drivers winning the race today. If you go back and watch my predictions video here after this live stream is done, I went through who I put on my fantasy lineup, who I think other guys should pick, who I think is going to be contenders throughout the race of the day. But I'm going to stick with my gut that I've picked all week, Denny Hamlin, to win.
Still there.
Chase Elliott's got a fast... He's been fast in speed weeks. I think some of his other Hendrick teammates might have a better shot. I think William Byron, honestly, is the best guy out of the Hendrick camp. If you count Ricky Stenhouse being an affiliated driver, I think he's got a great shot to win today's race. If he stays out of trouble and stays out of the big one. Any streams for the race today? I know the last couple years NASCAR themselves have had the race live streamed on YouTube, so I would guess they're going to do it for about a 3rd year in a row. I could be wrong on that, but I'm sure somebody will be streaming the race. Hopefully it doesn't get taken down if somebody else is, but I would count on NASCAR to have it. If there's no broadcast though, it'll likely be like in-car cam stuff, but at least there's some sort of form of watching the race if you can't watch it at your TV or whatever you would watch your device. So we got Parker Kligerman out in front right now. We've worked our way up through the field. Kligerman has led periodically throughout this one, and lately Jimmy Johnson's had a good car here. We got old 7-time right on our back bumper now. Trying to give us a push down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4 once again. I think we're going to have a shot to win this race here by the end. See if we can get this 12 car Ryan Blaney into victory lane here at Daytona in the 500. We are going to cross the line this time, and we will have 70 laps to go. 70 to go in the Daytona 500. If you're just joining in, stage 1, we had Matt DiBenedetto get the victory. Kyle Busch was second. We ended up third, and we did get the win in stage 2 as a caution came out with 2 to go. While I was leading, and unfortunately Jimmy Johnson was second, he couldn't make a move on me because they ran out of time. Oh, looking at the big block, had to check up just a hair there. I thought Kligerman was going to block us below the double yellow line. We just squeezed our way in there. Johnson in to help us as well. And Blaney back out in front once again here at Daytona. 69 laps to go when we cross the stripe this time. Again, we still have to pit before the end of this race. We run about 47 laps on a full tank of fuel, so at some point under 47 to go. Oh, big block there on Johnson. At some point 47 or less to go, maybe you'll see guys hit pit road under green or just try to wait it out for a caution, which is what I plan on doing.
Got one outside now. All right, you're clear then.
That hungry pack of cars right behind us. Kligerman coming on the top. Still don't want to be too risky with the blocks. Still early enough in this race. Got to save the car to the end, but here he comes. We're not going to be able to block the runoff that time. Kligerman's got to run from behind. Stenhouse might follow. Johnson gives us a push now. See if we can fall in line right behind Kligerman on the outside down to that straightaway. Getting another big run on him now down to the inside again. So even though Kligerman just took the lead, it was not an official lead change because he did not lead at the stripe. Johnson gives us another push out in front, so Blaney's going to still lead consecutive laps here at Daytona. As the laps tick down. For anybody that's new watching this race here on this live stream today, please subscribe. We got daily NASCAR content, whether it is NASCAR Heat 4 or other NASCAR content, such as predictions on each race weekend and a post-race analysis as well. Really appreciate it. If you're enjoying this race so far and or the commentary in general, hit the like button down below. Provide comments throughout the course of the race. Trying to grow this channel. It has slowly been growing over the last couple weeks.
Car outside, hold the line. You got room, you're clear.
66 to go now. We've got Blaney out in front. Brendan Gaughan getting a big run on the top side of the track. We're not going to be able to block him. I'm not so much worried about guys passing us on the top as when we get freight train, when guys get under us like they just did there. Johnson gave us just enough of a push, but he could not capitalize. And he is actually starting to fade back as, look at Ricky Stenhouse go on the top side of the track, giving us a big push once again. Down to the bottom now in front of Jimmy Johnson. And maybe me and Johnson will lock bumpers once again. Jimmy's been a great pusher here in this one so far. 65 to go. Very big run. Can Brendan Gaughan pull off an upset victory here in the Daytona 500 today? Last time we saw him on a racetrack is another super speedway track last year in the playoff race at Talladega when he went for a wild ride, flipping in mid-air, somehow landing it all back on 4 wheels. Very lucky, despite the fact that the car and a lot of other cars in that wreck were totaled, but nobody was hurt. Hopefully he doesn't have that same issue again today. And here comes that outside, and now the inside to help us. We're going to lead the lap late at the line. Kligerman gave us a huge push. Remember that risky block we put on Kligerman earlier in the race today? And we accidentally took him out in front of the field. He went around for the big one. sure as far as the timing when this race will finish. It'll likely finish for sure an hour to an hour and a half before the actual start of the Daytona 500. I think the drop of the green flag's at 3:18 today.
Looking inside now. All right, you're clear.
We got just over 60 laps to go. So if I had to guess, we're probably roughly about 40 minutes from the finish of the race, 45 minutes. I think it's right about the 2 o'clock hour, top of the hour. Pretty great run right now, though. Just trying to hold on. There's Paul Menard, our affiliated teammate, once again there on the top side of the track, trying to get going. Eric Jones, he's worked his way from the rear of the field towards the front. And here we go. There he goes. He's got Brendan Gaughan pushing him again. Gaughan and Johnson even behind them. They've been strong, especially here in this third stage and towards the end of stage 2. Big side draft off the 21 at the line. Menard barely leads the lap. That was close. But Paul Menard gets the job done that lap. Ligament's really been locked to our back bumper here for about a half a lap or so. They're able to get that full car length out in front of the race leaders once again.
Got one up top. You got room. You're clear there. Hold your line. Got one inside.
And he's there.
Got a car coming inside.
Thought about blocking. Didn't have enough time to do it. Finally, I gave up the bottom of the racetrack. Eric Jones was able to push Parker Kligerman to the front. When you have that push on your back bumper from behind, it can create a ton of speed, as we've seen throughout the course of the day. You get that help, it's almost impossible to stop that run. Nobody wants to be the cause of the big one, especially because nobody wants to be involved in it, but I'd hate to take out the rest of the field on top of it. There as we go right up the middle. Blaney with a 3-wide move up the middle for third. And now quickly trying to go down to the bottom of the track. Underneath of Eric Jones. What a lap on the back straightaway into turn 3 for Blaney. Unbelievable. We're going to be able to somehow lead the lap right up the middle to get to third. And then to the bottom of the track going into turn 3. That was unbelievable. That was probably the move of the race so far. Even though we still have plenty of time left for somebody else to get back around us. And there's a big wreck behind again. Somebody's in the wall in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Caution's gonna fly. As we have yet another caution in the race, our 6th of the race. Not a lot by Daytona standards, but we still do have 60 laps to go to change things here. Thought about pitting, gonna stay out though. Can't make it on field to the end of the race from this point anyway. We'd be about 10 laps short. Here we go, green flag back in the air here at Daytona. We'll restart as the race leader with Stenhouse on our outside. Eric Jones right behind us. And Paul Menard right behind Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 57 laps to go to try to decide the winner of the Great American Race. Here today on NASCAR Heat 4. Oh man, that was a bad move. Jones quickly got to the inside. Kurt Busch went to follow. We're still holding on strong though down the back straightaways. We tried to side draft off the 20, trying to slow his momentum down. Here we go. Some slight contact in the process. Harvick now to push us from behind. This is probably the first time we've seen the 4-car of Kevin Harvick out in front today. I don't think he's led a lap yet. He pushes us all the way out, and we're just going to be able to get back to the inside and block off Eric Jones. So thanks to Harvick to have us keep the race lead for now at least. A lot of Fords up here towards the top 10. They're 3 wide already. It's only going to get racier and racier to the end of this race.
Got one up top.
Now that there are no more stages, we are just flat out racing here for the win.
Car high, careful.
And there's Stenhouse making his move. I thought Kurt Busch was going to take it 3 wide to the bottom. He thought better of it. Paul Menard again,
Still there.
the pusher to get somebody out in front of the field. Stenhouse is going to lead this lap at the line. We've got Eric Jones giving us a big push now. Jones won the Clash last week. Little help from his teammate that was a lap down at the time, Denny Hamlin, but still, nevertheless, Jones got the win. Can't quite clear the 17 of Stenhouse there. We're probably going to need another push here from Eric Jones as I get a little loose off of turn 2.
Got one up top.
Oh man, we're stuck in between. Big slide and a save.
Outside, outside.
My goodness.
Car outside, hold the line.
I got clipped there. They were so tight right around me. A heck of a save though.
Still there.
Keeping control of the car and not overcorrecting it back into traffic. And we stay green. At least for now. I'm sure we'll get another caution before the end of this one. I'd like it to stay caution free, but it's just Daytona. It's too much on the line here in the 500 for that not to be the case. But again, only 6 cautions though today. It's not a lot. They've been pretty spaced out for the most part. A lot of the cautions have come towards the end of the stage. 4 cautions either came out at the end of stage 2 or just at the end of within the last 10 laps of both stage 1 and 2.
Yellow's out.
And the caution now will fly for the 7th time, so I knew we were going to get another caution, didn't think it was going to be that soon. And we still can't make it on field to the end from here. So we're going to stay out of the pits. Going to restart in second, right behind Ricky Stenhouse, or to the outside rather, of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Green flag in the air here at Daytona. Dead even at the line. Can we get out? We got the bumper out in front of him, but can we clear him? We need a little help from behind here. Can BJ McLeod give us a push? Nope, he's separating. There's now 3 lines on the outside, so we're going to lose a little bit of ground. Our Penske teammate, Joey Logano, back in the mix again. Maybe we can get together somehow. Stenhouse goes to the top to block us off. He didn't need to do that, and that's going to allow Eric Jones now to get to the bottom. We get a push from behind, right up the middle. Ryan Blaney, what a move off the restart to go up the middle to try and take the lead. We sought the opportunity, but we could not capitalize to our greatest potential there. Oh, Logano slows down now, right in the middle of the pack. 49 laps to go. Under a quarter of a race now to go in the Daytona 500.
Still there. Good line, got one inside.
Jones still out in front of the field. We're still stuck on the top. We have not gotten to the bottom yet since the restart until now. As we just pulled in front of Truex. Really the first time Truex has been in the top 5 today. And this is the scenario we were at earlier in the race. About halfway through stage 2, Eric Jones was in the lead with the 2 Penske drivers of Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney behind him. And with 48 to go, we're at that situation again. And we'll see if we can work together to get to the lead. Jones might have help, though, if we try to hang him out. Trying to do right now, we just don't have enough momentum built up yet. But Jones does have Martin Truex Jr. not too far behind in the 4th spot. So here we go. Man, Jones is doing a great job blocking right now, though. He was going top to bottom like crazy on the back straightaway.
Looking inside now.
And we got, oh no, just got to the inside. Contact with Logano. I was trying to block Newman off. But by doing that, we accidentally hung out the 22 car.
Still there.
Now we're side by side with each other for second.
Careful. Still there.
Be awesome if we can finish 1-2 and maybe even 1-2-3 if Keselowski can get up here, but
You got room. You're clear.
ideally the odds of that happening are slim to none. Last year in the 500, though, we did see a 1-2-3 finish for Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny Hamlin winning, Kyle Busch second, and Eric Jones finished third. After the death and the loss of J.D. Gibbs. So now we got a big run on Eric Jones. Can we get around him by ourselves here? And maybe we could pull the 22 of Logano with us. That's what I'm hoping for as I go to the outside, but again, that's not going to work out, at least for right now. Newman going to push us. I'm really trying to move to the outside enough to try and get Joey Logano here to man, look at Newman fighting here. 3 wide now for third. Brendan gone to the inside once again. And Newman's going to slide back through the middle. Logano still fading back on the very top line of the racetrack. And Brendan Gaughan going to give us the push down to the inside of Jones at the start-finish line. Close, but Blaney leads the lap by inches with 45 to go. Again, we've had 7 cautions so far today. Decent amount, but again, by Daytona standards, it's not a ton. And we left the top open as here comes Gaughan. Huge push from behind from the 34, the front row motorsports car of Michael McDowell. Gaughan in front again. He might be a surprise upset winner in this race here today for us. So we try to side draft him now. Gaughan leads the lap, but we are right there. We try to get around him. Slight contact now. And here comes McMurray. Oh, man, more contact. Got to be careful. Just trying to hold on to it. No, into the side of the 34. There's Keselowski. My goodness. That was almost terrible. I mean, that's probably like the 3rd or 4th time we've had that happen to us today, where we are almost out of control. Just crazy. But nevertheless, here we go.
Careful. Still there.
43 laps left. Down to the bottom now. 3 wide. Haven't really helped Keselowski as much as I've helped Logano in this race. Kind of feel bad for him, but oh well. Maybe I'll try to help him here as the race moves on.
Still there.
Jamie McMurray still out in front, top 4, single file, and even behind us we got Ryan Newman and Michael McDowell on the inside as well. There's just a little bit of a gap here in between the 4th and 5th place driver on the racetrack. Here we go though, laps are winding down, surely enough, 42 laps to go in the race.
Still there.
Trying to squeeze to the inside of Paul Menard, it's going to work. Want to be too patient for the moment. Again, we still got pit stops coming here. We go to the outside of BJ McLeod, but we're not going to be able to clear him, get into turn 3. And Ryan Newman in 4th now. He's closing the gap on in behind us. He'll give us a push here as we try to close back into BJ McLeod once again. McLeod for Rick Ware Racing. Oh, little contact. Tried to get to his back bumper there. That didn't work. But now we're actually still going to somehow stay to the inside of him. And just like that, nope, Newman's going to get under us now as we bobble up the racetrack off the exit of 2. McLeod trying to push us. We tried to side draft off of the 6 of Newman as well. We're going to have to go down to the inside and follow Newman now as we're back to third once again. .40 laps to go in the Great American Race. Newman now looking to the inside of McMurray. McMurray shuts the door into turn 1. Now, like, probably the longest single file line on the inside of the track we've had all day today. But everybody still knows the tail, looking for the lead. Newman finally looking to the inside here. Look at it. We got 3 cars coming to the inside here. McMurray hung out to dry. He can't block Newman. No, he still does somehow, some way. And that kind of stacks us up a little bit. Nobody got out of the gas. We're still bumper to bumper. Now we look to the outside here to build some momentum heading towards the tri-oval. So here we go now, right up against the wall, trying to build momentum to catch up to McMurray. Down to the inside goes Blaney. He's going to try to overtake Newman for second. Jamie McMurray to the lead. Can Blaney follow? Got a lot of Fords here in the top 5, running second through 4th. 1 Chevy in the lead of McMurray. Toyota in 5th of Martin Truex Jr. We'll see that order in the top 5 shake up many more times here before the end of this race, even though we are under 40 to go. 38 laps left to be exact at the line this time. Losing ground now for McMurray again, but that means we're probably going to build up some sort of big run on him eventually here. We are well under the fuel length if everybody is to pit right now to the end. Everybody still has to pit. Will that be under green or caution? We have not had green flag pit stops yet. Now we get to the inside of McMurray, into turns 3 and 4. Side by side for the lead. McMurray doesn't have a lot of help, but he's able to side draft just enough off of our right rear corner panel. He's trying to hang on here. We try to get to his left rear corner panel, slow him down at the line. I think McMurray led that lap. That was very close. Oh, man. Gotta watch the bottom. There's Eric Almirola now. Came so close to winning this race a couple years ago. Got turned by Austin Dillon on the final lap, heading into turn 3 while leading the race. Here we go. Trying to just hold on and win it. Almirola gonna push Blaney out in front. Blaney back to the lead here in the Daytona 500 once again. 36 to go. A lot of lead changes and a lot of different leaders in this race. A variation of drivers in the top 5 as well throughout the course of the day. Barely got to the inside to block Almirola off that time. Suarez getting a big run on the top. He moved up the track just in front of McMurray. McMurray quickly back down to the bottom, entering turns 3 and 4. He slid in right behind Eric Almirola, and now a third lane forming on the top again. He got Blaney's car way out in front of the field here. Big run coming by the 10 of Almirola. He looks high, but he's still got Suarez to the outside of him. Can't make the move completely. Big block now. Can't get down in time to block off Almirola, though. And we're stuck on the top side of the track once again. And we get back down to the inside quickly. It's not going to happen here by the time we get into turn 3 and 4. So we're the first driver in line on the outside. We got McDowell pushing us here from behind. Man, Newman's going to come onto pit road. He's leaving early, and he's leaving by himself. He's not going to have any drafting help. He's going to likely fall quickly off the pace. 34 to go. And we got to make sure we're just not the last driver to hit pit road. We're likely going to see green flag pit stops for the first time today here.
Still there inside.
And Denny Hamlin back into the mix again. See, the problem is we're stuck on the top side of the track right now. We're not going to be able to get onto pit road unless we can get to the bottom. We are so close. Yes, we did get to the bottom there. We got leaders pitting this time. Who's all going to pit? Oh, no, we can't get down there now. McLeod's going to get under us. We have a couple more guys pitting this time. And look at Almirola and McMurray getting way out in front of the field again. 33 to go now. We were just not able to pit that time either. We could still run another 6 laps on fuel roughly. Tire wear not a big factor here, as you can see on your upper left-hand corner of the screen. Sure, yeah, we got more guys heading onto pit road again this time. We're on the inside of the track right behind McMurray. Got Almirola there. Hamlin staying on the outside, and a lot more drivers entering pit road this time. How will the field cycle through the pits here? 32 to go now. So we come all the way back up onto the racetrack. Everybody on the inside of the track, so we got to make sure that we don't get caught up behind him, as the field's kind of split now. Whoa, man. Chris Buescher almost came up to block us, so hopefully Denny Hamlin's going to pit this time. We're going to pit along with him here. Oh my goodness, 4 wide down the back straightaway. That got dicey real quick. Luckily, we were able to get it down to 3 wide by the time we got into the corner. And we're going to hit pit road this time, and I would assume second place driver Denny Hamlin right behind us is going to pit as well. Got to make sure we don't speed. Key factor, don't speed onto pit road. We did a great job. We did not speed. 3/4 of a tank of fuel will be enough to get us to the end. 4 tires coming with this pit stop, and here we go. Caution's out. Luckily, we were on pit road already, so we're not going to have to pit, and we should cycle in as the race leader because of it. Perfect timing for us to get onto pit road there for a green flag stop, and we're actually going to be able to remain the race leader out in front of the field with 31 laps to go in the Daytona 500. So that caution, we looked out that it came out when we were on pit road. We kept the track position. Green flag back in the air following the 8th caution of the race. Will this be the final restart, or will we get another yellow? We got 28 laps to go. And I'm sure most people are probably saying, no, the wrecks are not done yet. And I might have to agree. This has been so much fun. One of the better races I've had on NASCAR Heat 4 over the course of the day today. Suarez hung out on the bottom. Matt Tiff there coming. Look at Joey Logano. Logano's up to 3rd now, our Penske teammate. We were looking to the bottom there. I was hoping that he was going to be able to make a move. I really want Joey to go low, but he's been running the top side the majority of the day today. I'm sure he might just stay up there as long as he possibly can. Hoping that that line will keep working. Look at how tight that is. Through the tri-oval, 3 wide, and here comes Logano. We're not going to block him off. He's got help from Daniel Hemrick now from behind, and the Penske teammates are side by side for the lead here in the Daytona 500. And now a push here from behind from Daniel Suarez. Come on, Logano, jump in front of me. He does. That's what I wanted to see. Penske teammates out in front of the field, 1-2 here at Daytona. Logano's going to stay on the top side of the track for now. We got Suarez right behind us. Logano to the lead with 26 to go. Gotta watch the inside line. Here comes De Benedetto, who won stage 1 in this race. Come on, we gotta keep pushing. I don't have enough room to move to the inside yet. We're looking, can't get there. Logano stays high. Here we come up the middle, 3 wide for the lead. And Matt De Benedetto will take over the race lead now. Oh man, almost ended up in the wall. Got a little loose off of turn 4. Now we're 3 wide still. Through the tri-oval, we're on the very top side of the track. 25 to go now. De Benedetto leads with Matt Tipton second, Suarez third, Kurt Busch fourth, and fifth right now is Alex Bowman, and we're running in sixth. Logano fell back. Oh, contact. Got into the back bumper of Kurt Busch. Wasn't looking to bump draft in there as the rest of the field in front of us goes back down to the inside again. We don't seem to be the fastest car in line when we're the first car in line. We're very good in the draft behind. It goes to show, and that was showing in our single car speed both in practice and qualifying before I did this race as well.
Still there. Still there.
So we're going to move down to the inside here. We're in seventh. Actually, Ryan Truex just moved to the top, so we're going to get around him quickly. Big run on Bowman. Wow, what a run down the back straightaway here Blaney's got right now. We're still gaining some speed. Quickly up to fourth. And we're going to follow in line here right behind Suarez and likely move to third. Matt Tift has just taken the race lead. Front Row Motorsports in the 36 car out in front at Daytona. 23 laps to go. We got Blaney here in second. We're riding along with him. Daniel Suarez right there as well. He's in the mix. And we're still side by side for second. We need to push from behind here. We're doing too much side drafting with each other. We're kind of slowing each other down. And now we get a push from Kurt Busch. Big run now on that Tift. Couldn't make a move though. I wanted to make it to the inside if at all possible. But he did close the door down to the double yellow line by the time we got to the stripe. We're at that point in the race. People could say it might be too early to go for the lead, but I think if you have the run of momentum, you got to take it because you never know when that might be your last chance to take the lead, even though we still have 22 laps to go. Looking to the inside. Tip can't block us off that time. Big side draft off of him now into turns 3 and 4 as we stay clean. And now Kurt Busch here to push us from behind. Still door to door for the lead. At the stripe, Blaney's going to lead the lap. Full car length out in front of the field now. Kurt Busch second in line on the inside. Tip still leading the outside line here. Not a lot of cars in the outside. I did see Daniel Suarez moved up right behind him. Kevin Harvick's back there as well. Man, look at that field of cars. Bowman back on the inside line. Truex, I think he was on the outside. He moved back down to the inside. I think we're setting up for a classic here. This has been just such a great race, but I mean, I could see there being a photo finish here by the end of this one. It's so hard just to keep the lead. Tech moves down right in front of us now. The bump drafting, the side drafting, the pushing, and everything has gotten definitely aggressive here since the last restart. And it will continue to be that way to the finish. 8 cautions so far in the race today, and I still don't know. I still think we're going to get another caution before the end of it. Tip leaves the lane open on the bottom. We're right there, but we kind of ran out of steam. And Tip's going to be able to hold on to the lead. Kurt Busch again in that Chevy Camaro to push us here from behind. We still alternate through the cameras now. 19 to go. Down to the inside. Tip is there to block. I mean, look at us just battling so hard. I'm willing to pass him on the outside if I have to. But he is just going up the block every single run we've got. And here we go now to the outside. Down the back straightaway on that Tip. Still not going to get there. Oh, all the way down to the bottom now. Can't pass below the double yellow line. We actually lost a little bit of ground because now Kurt Busch gets to the outside of us. Kevin Harvick in the 4 in to help us now from behind. Tip has a big lead. Don't want that big of a lead here at Daytona, especially this late in the race. I'm sure a run is bound to be coming here down the back straightaway. Will it be the top side or the bottom though? So we kind of move up to the top here and try to get in line with the draft right behind Tip. We got a big run on him here heading into turns 3 and 4. Still getting a big run. Looking to the outside. And it kind of stalls out as Harvick isn't close enough to our back bumper quite yet. Man, we are right there though, as here we go, 17 laps left. Harvick finally closes back into our back bumper again. He isn't close enough to push us yet, but we still do have a lot more speed now down the back straightaway than what we did last lap. Now we're going to be able to make a move to the inside. Here comes Blaney for the lead to the inside of Matt Tip. Penske has now won the Daytona 500 since 2015 with Logano. We're trying to get it done with Blaney here today. Blaney's been close to winning this race in years past, was leading late, got caught up in a big one 2 years ago. He finished second in 2017 to Kurt Busch when he was running the 21 for the Wood Brothers. Gonna hold the bottom there. Kevin Harvick now up to second. He's won the 500 before, but it's been since 2007, 13 years ago since he's won it. That was back when he was racing for RCR in the 29. We got 3 lanes forming again here. And I don't see us being able to block all 3 lanes here again this time. Kurt Busch leading the middle, Stenhouse leading the top. We haven't seen him up towards the front in a while, but he was fast when he was out here. Stenhouse to the top side of the track, looking for the lead side by side. Didn't want to get caught, 3 wide in the middle there. Stenhouse leads the lap, 15 to go in the 500.
Hold your line, got one outside.
Oh, Stenhouse is a lap down in 25th. I didn't even realize that. So Stenhouse now back on the lead lap. I had no clue he was a lap down. He must have fallen a lap down when the one caution came out during the green flag pit stops. So Stenhouse fighting to get back on the lead lap here by the end of this race. And maybe if he can get a caution, he can maybe drive back through the field again. But really, he's just going to be used as a roadblock for right now. Laps left. We get to the inside of them, so we're still in the race lead, so we did lead that lap at the line. Come on, Stenhouse. Side drafting us quite a bit. We're just side drafting each other. Here comes Castle. There's a lot of guys, a lot of hungry drivers here as we're kind of hooked a little bit into the 17. We're going to keep it going, though. Can't be too worried about trying to pass Stenhouse, but at the same time, we need that clean air. It'll be a better opportunity for us to stay in front of the rest of these guys. 13 to go. and gone back up here again. He's pushing the 40 of Jamie McMurray. Somehow it's got quite a ways out in front of us. We're getting a big run on him now. 12 to go. We are in the lead. Stenhouse is a lap down. Will he block us this time? No, he cannot. Side draft now going into turns 1 and 2. McMurray, excuse me, probably going to try to help push us. No, I'm surprised he did. I'm surprised nobody's following Stenhouse to work the outside line. They're all just trying to hang him out the drop right now, instead of just using them to work as a team and get to the front. So we just cleared Stenhouse in the middle of 3 and 4 now. Back out in front again. Oh, man. Oh, big bobble there in turns 1 and 2. There's getting a little bit older. Handling of the car starting to go away slightly. Yeah, waiting for the update coming with certain drivers. I would expect it to come in the next couple of weeks. They usually have an update. Problem is, it's usually $10 to update and have the current rosters, and you lose all the paint schemes. So, I mean, it's up to you whether you use it or not, but that will be the update. Stenhouse gets to the outside of us once again here. 10 laps to go in the Daytona 500. We led the lap again because Stenhouse trying to fight to get on the lead lap, but here comes Castle to follow him. That's what I expected. Somebody to try to use Stenhouse as an advantage. We're side by side for the lead into turns 1 and 2 with 10 to go. We're trying to race clean, but at the same time, how much longer will it be? Oh, we get hooked a little bit by the 40. We're still loose. We're still in the gas, and we're hanging on to it. My goodness, still side by side now with Castle for the lead. Starcom Racing looking for the first career win as an organization here in the Daytona 500 as well. To the stripe, 9 laps to go. Ran a 45-second flat lap time that last lap. Fastest lap of the race we've run is a 44.239 earlier in the race. But our fastest lap ever is a 492. Did not hit the 43-second lap time, at least not yet. And look at our teammate, Brad Keselowski in the mix. And here we go. McMurray to the inside. And we are 3 wide for the lead into turns 3 and 4 with 9 to go in the Daytona 500. Got a little help from behind here. We're trying to get around these guys, and we can't quite clear the double zero yet. Now we did, barely. But we're losing a lot of ground on the top of the track now. This is unfortunate. 8 laps to go. We're falling back. But we do have a teammate of Brad Keselowski not too much further ahead of us. We need to get together. We need Johnson to get on by as well. Finally, to the inside line. Johnson's a lap down as well. So we're in 3rd. Keselowski's on the lead lap here. It looks like Joey Gase and Jimmy Johnson are both a lap down. We draft with Gase now to the inside of the racetrack, here through turns 3 and 4, to the inside of Keselowski. I want us to work together, but I just don't know if that's going to happen quite yet. It's going to be tough to get together at this point. 7 laps to go now in the Daytona 500. We're done alternating cameras now for the rest of the race. McMurray out in front of the field. We got these lap cars we got to get on by. Dang, Keselowski couldn't fall in line behind us. We got Johnson instead. We're up to 2nd right now. To the inside of the lap car of Joey Gase, and there's now some contact down the back straightaway. More contact. Just trying to side draft off of him. We need Johnson to help push us now behind, and he will. McMurray currently on the top side of the track. Will he move to the bottom to block us off eventually? I'm sure he will at some point. So many lap cars up towards the front of the field here. 6 to go. One of the odder finishes of the race, but nevertheless, still a good one as we try to duke it out. Can Jamie McMurray win his second career Daytona 500? Oh, and lock himself into the playoffs. He got tight off the corner. We got to protect the bottom again, though. Johnson doesn't have enough help behind him, though. And now he might going into the corner. McMurray down to the inside. Getting a big run. We're still in second. We are now the second car in line right behind Jamie McMurray. We got to make a move whenever we get an opportunity. 5 laps to go in the Great American Race. McMurray. Can we get to the inside? No, he's still there to block. We got to stay behind him in 1 and 2. Austin Dillon up to 3rd. Harvick 4th. Well, McDowell 4th now. Harvick 5th. So Byron's a lap down too then with Jimmy Johnson. And now we got to run on Jamie McMurray to the inside. Side by side for the lead with 5 to go in the Daytona 500. Can we get a push from behind from Jimmy Johnson? Yes, we do. Will anybody move up to help McMurray? Yes. They got some cars. Oh, now they form back to the inside. Blaney leads the lap. 4 to go. Blaney back out in front. We got to protect the top and the bottom at this point in the race. We don't want to get freight trained. Even though Jimmy Johnson's currently a lap down, so is Kyle Larson behind him. But if so many guys get under us on the inside, that might allow Austin Dillon, who I see 3rd in line on the inside back there. He's on the lead lap. He can't get under us. Murray on the lead lap. First car in line on the top now. Can he get enough of a push? Here he comes again. Another big block there by Blaney. At the stripe, 3 to go. 3 wide now.
Got 1 outside now. Hold your line. Got 1 inside.
3 wide. In the race. Larson to the top.
Got 1 down low now. Clear low, bud. Got a car low now.
We're going to be coming to 2 laps to go this time. Larson's currently a lap down, but Austin Dillon right behind him is on the lead lap. 2 laps to go. Things are getting tense. There goes Larson. Austin Dillon is up there. Dillon might be looking for the lead. We can't block him in time, and there goes Austin Dillon. Side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Dillon to the lead in the Daytona 500. Can we get him back? We're running out of time. Dillon also looking to the inside now of the 42 of Larson. Big run coming by Blaney. 3 wide to the tri-oval. White flag in the air, 1 to go. Blaney leads at the line. What a battle. Can't quite clear the 3 yet. Still side by side. Contact now going into 1 and 2. Drag racing down the back straightaway.
Hold your line. Got 1 outside.
Big push from Stenhouse. That could help us win the race. Still side by side through 3 and 4. Back to the line. Off of 4. Blaney blocks him. We're going to get there. Checker flag in the air. Blaney's going to win the Daytona 500. And an epic finish in the last 2 laps. What a race. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. What a finish. Ryan Blaney wins the Daytona 500. We are now locked into the playoffs to the first race of the season. And an epic race and an epic battle for the win. 138 minutes, 2 hours, 18 minutes from start to finish, 8 cautions totally in the race. Indeed, unbelievable, Wayne. Unbelievable finish. That is going to be all for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Daytona 500 later today. For more NASCAR content on the daily, hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed the race, the video, the commentary, please hit the like button down below. Comment down below as well after this video is over who you think will win the Daytona 500. So long. See you next time.